Michelle. Welcome back to Cooking with Michelle. Today we're going to do, I don't know if I want to call it, well, it's a revamp of my recipes because I have a lot of followers and a lot of people that ask me, well, are your recipes for vegetarians or vegans? So we're going to do beef stroganoff with mushrooms today only. So we got some portobello mushrooms here. We got some shiitake mushrooms. So we have two different types going on. You can get two different flavors in that beef stroganoff, which is now called mushroom stroganoff. And we're going to do some garlic rice, which is always for everyone, vegetarian, vegan. We're going to start it off with the garlic rice. Okay. So I'm going to start it off by lighting this and start off with heating up our oil. 1/4 cup of avocado oil. You can use avocado, olive oil, vegetable oil, canola, whatever your favorite oil, coconut oil. I couldn't find any anchovies powder, so I'm going to make my own with some anchovy peppers. I have a grinder here that we're going to use. As soon as these bags want to open up, oh, there we go. So you're just going to pull out this stem. Well, we're going to cut the stem because it ain't trying to pull off for me today. Break them up, put them in here. We need about a tablespoon, so let's see what we can get out of here. Oh, there we go. Sorry, forgot what I did. I did, guys. Oh, there we go. All right, we should have enough here. Yes, that's more than enough. Yep, that is it. Let's turn this back on here. And we're going to add our garlic. This is about turn that down a little bit, guys. Might have to pause here. Let's put our anchovy pepper in there first. There we go. A little bit of steam. We're going to cook this till the garlic is just about tender. See that orange color coming out of that anchovy pepper? That's the color we want. And was a little hot there, so it cooked up pretty quick. This is 2 cups of basmati rice that we're going to add. And we're going to cover it with the oil and the peppers. Basmati rice is long grain rice. There we go. And the anchovy pepper does not make it hot or spicy. It gives it a little bit of kick. It amps up the garlic. And it gives it that orange color. This will be an orange color when it's done. It's pretty good. I'm going to tell y'all a story right now. It is good, but I'm not a rice eater. Everybody in my family likes rice, but I don't care too much for rice. I will eat some. I prefer to have fried rice, but this is pretty good because it's kind of on the quality of fried rice and the taste. If you ever wanted to add some shrimp or mushrooms to it or any meat and just make it a whole dish, you can. And to this, we're going to add 2.5 cups. Sorry, no, this is 3.5 cups of reduced sodium vegetable broth. We're going to let this come to a boil. Before it starts boiling, you want to stir it a little bit just to get it evenly distributed in the pan. Make sure all your seasonings are mixed through. We're just going to clean up a little bit here so we can start on our mushroom stroganoff. And all these two recipes are in the cookbook. So if you prefer to have it beef, you can have it beef. And so we're going to start on our beef stroganoff over here. Our remixed mushroom stroganoff. We got some portobello mushrooms that we're going to use. I'm going to try to slice these pretty thin. Just because I eat mushrooms, but portobello mushrooms tend to be really meaty and thick. And I just prefer them to be smaller, so. We're going to slice these up. And you know, this time of year, it's a lot of people that are also doing the Daniel's fast, or they may not be doing the Daniel fast. They may just decided that at the beginning of the year, they're going to, you know, just eat vegetarian meals to try and have better health starting this new year off. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. Oh, so our rice is boiling. So I'm just going to give it a stir. And then we're going to turn it down low, on low heat. Cover it until it's done. For about 20 to 25 minutes, you're going to let it simmer until it's done. But I do want to say, because of the type of pan I'm using, this probably will be done by the time I'm finished the stroganoff. So we're actually going to cook this a little backwards because mushrooms tend to have a lot of water in them. So we want to cook some of the water out of this before we actually add our butter and garlic and onions to this. We just want to get some of the water cooked out of them. Especially the portobellos, because this is going to be our meat. Okay. And we're going to cut up our onions. So yes, like I said, I'm not a big rice eater, but if you don't want to, you know, this is normally made with egg noodles. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, you would want to try and stay away from the egg noodles. But normally you would eat this with some egg noodles. All right. Slice up our onions. And these are going to be in slices. You want them to go along with the shape of your mushrooms. And stroganoff on a regular doesn't take that long to prepare at all. Okay, there we go. Just cooking out that water. You see that they're not even sticking? Whew, don't worry, it's just the onions. So to this, we're going to add our onions. This should be about enough. I forgot to get the salt and pepper. We're going to add our shiitake mushrooms. Our butter. 4 tablespoons. And our garlic. That was about 1/4 teaspoon. Let's get our butter to the bottom of this pan. Did that a little backwards, guys, but it's still gonna get there. The mushrooms and the garlic and the mushrooms and onions are going to continue to add their own water to the pan. So we're gonna let this cook down until the onions are translucent, until they're pretty much cooked. They haven't made smell-o-vision yet, so y'all can't smell how good this is smelling right now. Let's check on our rice. Because of the type of pan I'm using, this is cooking up pretty quick. I may add more vegetable broth to that because of the type of pan I'm using. The liquid is cooking out pretty fast. And I use this pan so you can actually see how the rice is cooking. Actually, I won't have to add any more liquid. That rice is pretty tender. Just let the liquid cook out. To our mushrooms and onions. I'm going to put the lid on it so it can sweat out a little bit more. Just got to keep a close eye on our rice so that it doesn't dry out too much. Yeah, see, that liquid is gone. So we're actually going to turn this off and just let it sit for a little while to soak up the rest of the little bit of liquid that's in there. I'm actually going to remove it from the eye so that it doesn't continue to cook while it's sitting, resting. Okay. Now to this, we are ready for our broth. So we're going to add just 1 cup of broth. A little bit more. Now we're going to let this come back up to a boil. So we're going to add our Worcestershire sauce, just a teaspoon to it. We like this flavor. It has anchovy, so you may want to use some low sodium soy sauce if you're completely vegan or doing vegetarian completely. Or you could use some amino acid like Bragg's. Again, we tend to cook a lot of low sodium stuff around here. So this, I use the vegetable, low sodium college Inn vegetable broth. So we're going to let this boil for a little bit while this is a 1/4 cup of flour that I'm going to mix into the other half of the vegetable broth. Which is going to help give us our creamy texture that we're looking for. Give us our gravy. You just want to make sure the flour is completely mixed into the broth. There we go. And as you pour, you want to stir because you don't want it to sit in one spot too long. And as you can see, it's already thickening up. And again, because we're using all mushrooms instead of any beef, like I said, this doesn't take that long to cook. Going to turn the heat down a little bit more. And you want to make sure the flour is cooked all the way through so that you're not getting a flour taste when you're eating it. So to this, I'm actually going to add a little bit more because we don't have that beef, which also would have gave you more liquid in it. It's just a little too thick for me, to my liking. So we're going to add it in there because you're supposed to have that gravy-like texture. It's not, it shouldn't be solid. It should be gravy-like. See, there we go. That's how you want it to look, just like this. Now, when you get to this point, this is when you want to add your sour cream, normally when it's beef. So I actually have some plant-based sour cream that I found. It's dairy-free. It's from almond and coconut based. And if you like, you could do coconut milk or you can do almond milk in the place of the sour cream. But I'm going to use this. Turn it down a little. So once you get this in there, just want to stir it because it's a little watery. Then you're going to make sure it's evenly distributed all through your sauce. And this is how it becomes a stroganoff once you add your sour cream to it. It's all nice and creamy. There we go. And we're just going to put the lid on it for a few minutes. Let it finish incorporating. And we're going to bring the rice back over and check on its consistency. Oh, there we go. Yes. It's all ready. And this is our garlic rice. Now in my book, it does says if you want some grated orange in there, you can put it in, you can grate some orange peel and put it in there just to give you a little bit more taste, a little bit more orange color. Today, I'm not going to do that. So our rice is ready. Our stroganoff is ready. So I can give you a little serving suggestion. You can put a little bit in the bowl. And get your stroganoff. This spoon isn't working. We're going to use this spoon. It's thick enough that we'll still get that broth. I know I made a mess, but let's try it. That's good. You definitely want to try this. That is very tasty. It's very good. It is delicious. So if this is something you want to try, you can look on my website, Cook with Michelle. Come cook with me. Bye.